I want you to put your hands together and welcome him to the stage. Big round of applause for
The Black Delegates Podcast.
Yo, Herb, take it from the top. 1, 2. My mic sound nice. Check 1. My mic sound nice. Check 2. My mic sound nice. Check 3. Are you ready?
Welcome to the Black Delegates Podcast. Today's date is April the 18th, 2021. We're on episode 154, episode 154. I am your host, the Black Ryan. I am here with my co-host, the dude who says he doesn't have time for video games, but has time to learn the names of and the IMDb's of every single porn actress ever to have graced the screen, Boxwine Poppy.
Hey, you have your interests, I have mine.
Nasty man.
Ryan, I'm gonna need you to start wearing sleeves on this podcast, man. It's 2 weeks in a row. You just been giving us the guns out, man. I don't need to see all this.
I'm in the basement, my G. What am I supposed to be doing? I'm supposed to wear a hooded sweatshirt? Oh, I usually do that when it's a little cool. But no, man, it's hot.
I didn't buy tickets to the gun show, fam. So like, you need to cover those things up. And then Phenom, let's talk about you, man. Why you got the halo over your head, man? You got like the aura of God shining down.
The shine is directly on the top of his scalp.
Yeah, man. Looking all gleaming and stuff like he's a holy and stuff, man. What's up with this? We know the listeners can't. Ryan, I don't need to see that. I don't need to see all that, brother. We don't need to see all that, right?
What? What are you talking about? Scratching my head?
I want to see the armpit. See, that's why you need sleeves, brother. Because I don't need to see the armpit.
If you don't shut up, man, you're looking too close.
Well, I'm trying to figure out what's a sweaty. Is that like a sweatshirt teddy?
What did I say? I said sweaty.
You said a sweaty. Yeah.
Oh, okay, my bad.
A teddy. If Ryan got a teddy on, look, man, that is nasty.
Be crazy.
So what him and Sapphire, she'd be like, break out the sweaty, baby.
Oh.
Nasty man.
Never know. And Boxwine, he kind of introduced Phenom. I'm gonna introduce him anyway. The man who is the worst fantasy basketball commissioner.
I agree. For
sending us through the COVID with limited roster space and only 4 transactions per week. Ghetto Phenom.
Hold on,
Trash.
so now you complaining? I was saying this week 2.
You gotta complain about the transactions, man. 4 transactions a week is terrible during COVID.
Hey,
well,
look, man,
I didn't
gave up a long time ago.
when Boxwine Poppy was whining and complaining.
Exactly.
I didn't change it, so I couldn't change it later on.
For whatever reason. Go ahead.
You said what?
For whatever reason, I never hit 4 transactions until the last few weeks, and that's 4 by Monday. And I'm like, dang, I don't know what to do.
I don't feel bad for you, man, because I was doing that like week 1. I was having like 5 transactions, man. Because like Kevin Durant been out, and he'd be out if I was still active. Like, yeah, he'd be out again today, man. So like, it's
right.
nonstop, man.
Exactly. No excuse for that, Ghetto Phenom.
Yeah, you'd be all right. Everybody got to play by the same rules.
Season's almost
over. I was going to change it at the half, but I was like, you know what? Let's just go with it.
All right. So, let's see. As usual, rest in peace. So we had the passing of Black Rob this past week. He actually said that he was sick, and Puffy was supposed to like go holler at him. And then next thing I know, he shows up on the RIP. So I didn't read into this one to find out what was going on with him, but rest in peace, Black Rob. I know people just be acting like he only had the song "Whoa." I actually like Black Rob. I thought he was fairly decent, but when you with Puffy, you never really know what them dudes gonna put out.
After Mace, he probably had. I mean, after the Mace era, the Biggie. I mean, he probably had the best. That was probably the best Bad Boy album. After that, man, complete album. I mean, Shine, him, G-Dep. I mean, I think that was the best album. I would say
it's definitely Shine.
You like Shine's album better than that one?
Actually, I don't know about that first one.
The Shine's Bad Boy album, not.
Yeah, I don't know about that. Yeah, I like that other. What you think about that other one, Phenom? I don't even recall really listen to that Bad Boy Shine album that much.
I would need to pull up the discography, look at the track listing.
I don't even remember that mug, so I'm gonna go on a limb and say maybe Paul's right. I don't know. I don't remember that first Shine, so forgive us, listeners, if it's anything else. If you rocking with the first Shine album, let us know. But we're gonna give it to Black Rob because it's his RIP time.
Yeah, he had a lot of illness. Obviously, I think he said, I forgot what it's like. The little, he's had several strokes in the last couple of years. And if you saw the video, really? Man, like he was missing teeth and stuff. Like, man, he looked really bad off, man. So I didn't know it was like he was on the death's door or whatever like that. But he definitely did not look good in that video, man. So
yeah.
So sad, man.
Yep. And other than that, another mass shooting. This happens every week. So
there were like two more today. There were like two more today. In fact,
yeah. I don't know what else to say about them. We've said all we can say about people shooting each other. We've said all we can say about guns. We said all we can say about police shootings. At some point, maybe we'll do something. Who knows? But I don't think so.
Yeah,
I don't think so. At this point, we've kind of hit those points where, all right, if you're gonna do something, like you would have done it. So we just.
What was Biden's
stuck in this cycle?
What was Biden's big plan that he said he was rolling out a little while ago? It was like within the month he said he was going to do something sweeping gun control. Like what was it?
I think it's some kind of executive action, but it's not law. It's just something that it'll be in place for through his at least the first term.
So he never said. Like, did he say what it was?
I think it's like more strenuous background checks or something, but something that you can do something. Yeah.
You know what doesn't show up on a background check? Anger management problems.
Unless it's
never shows up. I mean, you would have to have so many times that you went off the handle and acted a fool for that to show up. Man, I don't know. We need counseling. We need something like that. Like more availability for counseling, more sick time, more vacation times, all that kind of stuff.
It'll be interesting, this Indy shooting, because like the dude was a young dude, but like I think 4 or 5 of the people of the 8 that got killed were Sikhs. That's an Indian religion. Yeah, so like the guys with the turban and stuff like that. Yeah. But it was like 4 or 5 of the people were Sikhs. So I don't know. It might have just been all just coworkers or former coworkers, but I mean, I guess it was just maybe it was just happened to be a group of Sikhs, or maybe he was targeting them. Who knows, man? So it makes me wonder, because the dudes, they usually wear the turban in that religion, although they're not Muslim. But we'll find out, I guess, later on.
Forgive me. I didn't read into these last few shootings. I just can't. I'm at
like I said, there were 2 more today. 2 more.
Yeah. So I know it happened, but I have not clicked any links or looked to see what happened with them in detail. So rest in peace to everybody involved in all the shootings around the globe. All right. Listener feedback. I spoke to Lewis last week, and he wrote and told me, he said, if the Black Ryan leaves the podcast, he said, I'm done. He said, I'm out. And I said, that proves that you was the ops. I said, now we've proved it. I always wondered, was he the ops? Is he on mission from the owner, CEO, to follow my podcast to see what I do in my free time? Am I talking about work? Am I giving the business a bad name? And I was like, I'm at about 60-40 that he probably is the ops. But other than that, hey, he said he's leaving if I'm gone. So I just wanted to let y'all know that.
But he's supposed to say that, y'all work together, you the big black dude in the office. So of course, of course I didn't listen to that anymore. He's still going to have that subscription. He's still going to listen on day one. So, yeah, Lewis, we understand. We know you got to say that, but we know you're rocking with the black delegates, bro.
He definitely the third best listener, I think, that we have.
Did Lewis say anything about the Queen and all the royals and what's going on there? Did he break it down? What's going on over there?
Oh, I forgot to ask him that. No, but he didn't bring it up.
Okay.
When we don't have our face-to-face chats because of COVID, and he ain't wearing no mask in the office either. But he back in the back, so he can get away with it. He by himself, it's a lady right there. But hey, do what you gotta do. If I had to constantly wear mine all day too, I might be thinking about it. But I could take mine off and close my door. So.
My wife had that funeral on of that dude. Was it Prince Philip or what? Prince? Prince. I guess it's Philip.
The disrespected king. Yeah. That's what we should call him.
The king, not king, right? But she was watching. I was like, "Why are you watching? You never even heard of this dude before until like the last year or something like that."
Did she cry?
No, she didn't cry. But then she was like, "Oh, there's Harry. Because Harry got beef with the brother. He got beef with the whole family, and so he over there and having to be at the funeral and stuff like that. And they got the camera on him, so I'm sure it was awkward. Anyway, so we're just watching it, but whatever.
I assume old girl did not go, right? Her other black baby, they didn't bother.
No, because she's pregnant, so they said she couldn't. Shouldn't.
She pregnant again?
Pregnant again, yeah. So
I didn't know that.
So they told her not to fly. So she stayed
no
back.
go.
And plus, that's probably probably less awkward, right?
Don't want to go anyway, right? She was like, "Woo! See if you can get me out for this baby." Write me out, Doc. All right. Let's see. Also, the wife said to shout out to Shonda. She said Shonda did a great job. She said that she thought that she did way better than her. So now they're trying to see who's the first lady of the Black Delegates podcast. And I told the wife, I said, there will be no other first lady besides you, babe. Don't worry. And she fell for it.
I was gonna say it's kind of like a listener Lewis situation. You got to say that. So you're there in the home with her. You must say that.
Yeah, I'm smart enough not to. Your wife's a nurse, so she knows where to get drugs that'll kill you. So I'm not gonna mess with your wife. I'm gonna leave it alone. Shonda's cool though. I liked it. Yeah.
It was a good pod. Listening back. All right, this week in blackness. Paul, you're going first. How was your week in brownness?
Man, I was telling y'all last week, was gonna, lined up to get the vaccine this week, and fast forward to Tuesday morning, my wife was gonna get ready to go to get her appointment at 10 o'clock in the morning. Wake up, turn on CNN or like that. What's the news? Johnson & Johnson shut down. I'm like, okay, well, no big deal. No, they never told us what vaccine we're getting. I'm not really thinking about it. I'm like, my wife is going today. I'm going tomorrow to get my vaccine. About 8 o'clock in the morning, get a text message and then a phone call from the grocery store. Oh, your appointment's been canceled. You were getting the Johnson & Johnson. I'm like, oh, man. So it got totally canceled. My wife and I both got canceled. Literally the hours before, I was like, man, just let me go get mine. Just give me it. I'll take it anyway. It was
gift or a curse, though.
Risk it all.
I mean, they said it was they said it was 6 women, who knows where, all over the world or whatever like that had I guess maybe it was fatal, but they had blood clot issues.
Right.
But it was mostly women. But it was women.
Yeah.
It was women.
Well, I think they said, at least at the time, they said it was one woman that had passed away, and then, I think 5 other that had been affected. But I don't know. I haven't watched the numbers since then. Yeah. But yeah.
I was
Were either of you surprised that they pulled it so quickly? I thought for sure they would just let it ride and then research it behind closed doors, and then, hey, if this is not working out and we find something, then take it off the market.
I guess I was a little surprised, but I heard they'd heard little rumblings about it kind of coming in the days before, but again, I wasn't too focused on it because I didn't know I was getting it. I wasn't scheduled to get it or whatever. They don't tell you when we made the appointment, so I was like, whatever. But so they got shut down. So then we just got on this mad scramble, trying to find it. It was like, man, we're so close. Let's just go ahead and get it. So we called her, had to look online, all the different sites. It was all booked up. But then luckily there was a place at a hospital, maybe 30 minutes away. So we got appointments lined up and went down there and got it. And so, yeah, man, just like y'all, everything went smooth. It was in and out pretty much. It was just a little drive-through joint. They stuck us both in the arms and then we came home. Felt a little tender, all over my body the next day, which was yesterday, but I wasn't, and maybe a little tired, I guess it was, but other than that, and today I was fine, just kind of feeling not tender or anything like that, but yeah, man, so I'm excited about the vaccine.
So you back at the strip club on Monday?
I got 2 more weeks to go before I hit the strip club, but I'll be there. Don't worry.
Which shot did you get?
Pfizer. I got Pfizer. Yeah, so I'm stunting on y'all brokies. They got
you got another one to take too. So you got even longer than that.
I got to go back. But I did feel sore yesterday. So I'm like, man, I wonder how I'm gonna feel, in a month or whatever when I go for the second one, because I definitely felt sore. Tender all through my body and stuff like that. Not sick, but just, and then I was definitely tired yesterday. But anyway, so then today, man, weather has just been awesome here all week long, man. And it sucked because I'm having to work, but we decided to barbecue. So I got some barbecue out there. And this is my question for y'all. So we all the same age, right? We in our, early 40s. We ain't flabby head, status just yet, man. But what is the appropriate music for people our age to play for a barbecue that ain't too disrespectful.
Nothing.
You know, like what can? Yeah, because I don't want to be out there looking like Steve Harvey with the Steve Harvey 3-piece suit on, barbecuing like the old, uncle on the grill, with the tongs and
that's the playlist though.
But
that's the playlist though.
But tell me what I can do to not be old head status, but still be cool, but also sort of at least PG rated, so I don't have, I can't play the Phenom. I can't play the Phenom, soundtrack. I know he wants to play the How Do You Want It uncensored version by Tupac. I can't do that. So tell me what you guys would like. What if you had a stereo system out there in your backyard, you're grilling. What can you throw on? That's like cool, but not going to get you in trouble with the neighbors. Not going to make you look washed by anybody. Any ideas?
I mean, for me, I probably would just throw on like radio edits, I mean, you do the YouTube music. I'll set up a playlist that's on there, find a playlist or find the artist that I like and just set it so it's playing the censored versions or whatever. So, it is what it is. Play what you like, man.
Yeah, I would say
I can't find a radio. I'm about it. Okay.
It's hard because
it is. I'm sure it's one because they played it on the radio. So
yeah, it's on Spotify. You can see the parental advisory is not on there, but that's a lot of work. I'm not doing all that. I just hit the 90s R&B playlist that I got. Now, some of that stuff is borderline.
I was gonna say that's just as bad.
As long as but it's still not as bad as now. Like, so you can hit the 90s R&B, or I just got an R&B faves that you can rock too. So it's got more than some of the new stuff on there. But I don't really listen to vulgar R&B, so I'm cool.
The real correct answer is you play the Black Delegates podcast while you're barbecuing.
Oh God, that'd be a crazy barbecue
playlist.
playlist.
Calling you up. Yo, if you bumping a podcast on your back deck, that's nasty right there.
Right, that talks about politics and everything else. No,
let me go ahead, man. Yeah, but anyway, man, I was tempted to put music on. And I was like, man, let me just put on some of this like Earth, but I was like, no, I'll just be the trash old uncle out here bumping this stuff. Like, you just go ahead and just put me in some like snakeskin loafers, some snakeskin sandals out here, and a little silk shirt, and be out here barbecuing. No, I can't do that, man. So I'll figure something out. Anyway, that was all I did. What about y'all?
Phenom?
Didn't do a whole lot. I mean, you talked about the vaccine situation. Of course, I did get the Johnson & Johnson joint. So, kind of all throughout the week, or at least once that news broke, I think the news broke kind of late in the week. I started getting check-in text from family members like, hey, I'm just seeing, how are you doing? Like, are you still alive right now? I'm praying for you. And so, I wasn't really worried about it when I saw the news, because initially they didn't say it was just women. Like, initially they just said they're about to pull it. And then, maybe 12 hours later they said, okay, this is because of women and blood clots or whatever. But at that point I'm like, look, I got it. I'm a couple weeks out. I'm probably 4 weeks out from it now. So I'm like, if something was going to happen, it probably would have happened. Although I think they did say it's like a 4 to 6 week window before you're really in the clear. But, so I really wasn't worried about that too much. Let's see, what else happened? I finally got the quote from the dude about doing this stuff at the house. It was delayed. The guy was like, because the dude came Monday, I think, and looked at the stuff, and he was like, it might be a couple days, it's pretty busy. I'm like, all right. So by Friday, still hadn't heard back. I'm like, yo, what's up on the estimate? And this is actually his wife who, I guess manages the customer service or whatever. She's like, oh, I'm sorry. We had a death in our pet family.
Wow.
Okay. that's the get out jail free card right there, brother.
And the pet death has, caused chaos and sadness. It was unexpected, and that pushed all of their business back. And I know, the Caucasian delegation, I know they love their pets. They love their animals.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I would let the death of an animal affect my business, you know what I'm saying? Like, to where it's that messed up with the business. So, but I finally got that today. quote was a little bit high to me, but we'll see. I actually
got to pay for that pet funeral. Pet funerals ain't cheap.
Right. And I've reached out to some other folks and just haven't heard back. Like, it's just bad customer service in the handyman life.
I think they
Even
all
like
busy,
with the
man. I've been
companies.
having that problem too.
so.
Like I went on Angie's list and it's not Angie's list, it's Angie's, like you
Angie.
said. Yes. So I checked out Angie and put out some quotes. I wanted some quotes on stuff. I got no responses. Nobody.
Yeah.
So everybody just too busy now spending their stimulus money.
Maybe so.
Yeah, I think so. Things are just it's just hard to come by. So like it's and especially if you want somebody good, that's why the last dude he was available quickly. So we see that he was trash.
And he wasn't even tripping. He just like, yo, I'll come back next week, 2 weeks from now.
Right. Yeah. This place I may use. Even they said like 4 to 6 week wait. So I'm just like, ugh. So if I do go with them, I gotta sit and have this stuff kind of disheveled, especially the bathroom fan is a really irritating part. So I might just
love it.
right.
Still got that piece of plywood sitting over your head, just taped up there with masking tape.
Yeah, I might just go ahead and rig that up so it's working, at least until they get there, and then he can kind of redo it the right way. We'll see.
Whole bedroom funky because you can't air it out. That's rough, bro. Use the basement bathroom.
But otherwise, yeah, pretty much slow motion, man. Not a whole lot going on. A lot of Caucasian delegation. They like to talk without mask on, man. They like to just be out here. I went by the car dealership today just looking at some stuff myself, and this older white guy was there looking at cars and, no mask. They're staying, 2 feet in front of you. You just chit chat away. Now I've been vaccinated and I had my mask on, but it's still kind of odd in those situations.
Off-putting, it's off-putting.
Yeah.
Now you don't believe in the science? Because technically you're fine.
Technically I'm fine, but even still, like when you talk about the how well they work, the efficacy, which Paul always gripes about, but like the Pfizer is 90%, so that means 9 out of 10 people are good, but that one person gonna get it. I think the Johnson & Johnson,
but you won't be hospitalized 100%.
More around 70, right? I might not be hospitalized, but if I can avoid being sick,
yeah, I understand.
I'm gonna avoid being sick.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
But that's about it. Otherwise, did some ACT proctoring. That's always cool. That's all. You never notice how much somebody fidgets until you like proctoring the test, and you gotta like look at him and see, like, is he trying to cheat? Like, is he just scratching his nose, or has he got the answer sheet like hidden in his beard or something like that?
Have you busted anybody? Have you busted anyone with proctoring? That's what we need to know.
I have not. There was one time where I thought a dude was cheating, but I really couldn't prove it beyond a reasonable doubt. Like, I didn't want to.
You was gonna not snitch though.
No, I would. I mean, if I would have known for sure, he would have been up out of there.
Definitely.
Oh, you snitching? Oh, you snitching?
Wow,
you
this
snitching?
dude,
The snitching
he's
is
not
big
even-
time now.
it
He
ain't
got some
even
money now.
snitching.
He's snitching.
Look at this. This is the man.
It ain't
This is the ops
snitching.
right here. He's the ops.
You got to tell him to get up out of here. Now, I don't have to report it to the ACT, but I got to be like, look, you got to go. And that's so disruptive, though, where
Yeah,
it's
but
like,
if he leave his test, like, he gonna get a 0. He can't do that. You got to say something to the ACT people.
hey, you tell them they dismiss, they don't score it.
Oh, okay, I guess.
So, but that's always kind of the game of cat and mouse, because when you're sitting there, you're just looking like, wait, well, did he reach in his sock? Is he scratching his ankle, or is he pulling out something? So
Nowadays, it'd just be like an earpiece, I would guess, or something like that, right? It'd be like something. I don't know. I don't know how you do it.
Probably.
yeah. But what about you, Ryan?
All right, so this week, I want to talk about a couple things that have gone on. The picture that I just put in the group chat, the pickup procedures at the kids' school are, we come into the church next door, right? They want us to, it's a 2-lane where basically you can come in on the left side, down the road, and then you leave out on the right side. And it's been okay. But as the days go on, I have noticed that the entire line is starting to make a diagonal across the entire parking lot. So when we come in now, we cannot make that U to go back up and get in the line like we're supposed to. And if you notice on Exhibit A that I just sent y'all, the big red arrow is where the heck our cars should be at. So we can scoot over so that people can actually come down the lane that you see all these cars sitting in, because we're on the wrong side of the parking lot.
Mm-hmm. How's it do it every single day? How's it start?
Bro, every day it's scooting more and more over to the left, and it's starting to get ridiculous. Like, people are not caring. They not paying attention to nobody else. And so what I try to do is, hey, we're in a line. People behind me are going to follow me. I can set the tone in this line.
Oh, yeah,
right,
times.
Paul?
Bad
right,
times.
Paul? I can set the tone. Now, if you look closely behind that red truck, it's like a fire hydrant right there in the middle of the parking lot. So you got to drive around that. But hey, why don't we drive to the right? So that way we scoot over. But no, we don't do that. We all just go to the left and keep blocking the traffic coming in. So I said, I'm going to just go to the right of this one after this next car. I scoot to the right. There's only one car behind me, so not a big, huge deal. What does dude do? This jerk drives up next to me. I look at him. I'm like, bro, I know you see what I'm doing. I'm in the line. I'm still in the line.
But you just cut like 8 people, though.
I didn't cut anybody because I'm next. I'm right in front of the hydrant at this point. So y'all just come on, get behind me. We'll straighten the line out and go up the way we're supposed to. Nope. He drives next to me, sits there. I'm looking at him, and of course he doesn't make any eye contact, which I'm surprised. Not that,
He saw you were a
I don't
large
want no
black man,
smoke.
he said
It ain't
no.
like that, but you never know in St. Louis. I guess you just like, I don't want no smoke, period. This dude didn't even look at me, man. I was going, I just go give a Jordan, hands up. Like, what we doing right here? What we doing? But nah, man, he just cut in front of me. But I ain't trying to start no fight in the parking lot. But I just thought that wasn't cool at all. Like, bro, scoot over, man. I wish these teachers they get somebody down here, a parking attendant. Somebody got to get down there and do something. Because it's just getting ridiculous.
If everybody else is going that other way and you're trying to go off your own way, of course they're going to trust the line of, 50 people over just the one dude.
Hey, like I said, it's me, the fire hydrant, the car in front of it, car behind me. It's only 2 cars. There's no reason for you to go the other way. I'm still sitting behind this red truck. If I'm right next to this red truck where this tip of this arrow is, then I'm next. So just get behind me. It's fine. Then everybody can scoot over. But
This is on pickup or drop
it
off?
is what it is. This is pickup. I'm not doing drop off. The wife do the drop offs in the morning. But that's just one of the things, man.
Do that and drop off, man. It will be a fight in the parking lot because folks be trying to my kids' school, they be trying to get up in there and out of there, man.
You got to, man. They ain't letting the kids in there till 8:40 now, which is ridiculous. What time they think parents got to go to work, man? Everybody go to work at 8:30, 9 at the latest, and you won't open the school till 8:40?
Man, our school starts at 7 a.m. 8:40. That's crazy.
That's probably better. But then they gonna get out super early too, right?
Yeah, they got 1:30.
Yeah, that's true. We got a job, man. You can't do that. If kids don't start going to school 8 to 5, that's what they need to do. Just go to 8 to 5, and then we'll be cool.
Nah, man, that's too much.
Y'all do something after 3 o'clock. Just have recess all day. It don't matter to me, but y'all need to be in school. But anyway, did some car searching, just like Phenom. So this was part 2. I hate looking for a car, man. It's the worst possible thing to do. I've narrowed it down. I like the Bronco Sport. I like the Trailblazer, the 2021. And I'd already driven took a look at a Trailblazer. So I wanted to look at the Bronco because they have been hard to come by. So a lot of places have been like, no, we don't have any. So I went up there to the one by my house. I hit up the dude. He says he's very awkward on the phone. I'm like, all right, I'll be up there in like an hour. I can come by. Go up there Saturday. Me and the wife drop the kids off. And I'm like, I'm looking for Jordan. And dude was like, Jordan who? And I was like, well, I said Jordan whatever. I thought that's what he said his last name was. And the dude kind of snickered. And he was like, oh, Jordan. Okay, like I'll go get him. And I'm like, what are you laughing about? And He's like, oh, there he is over there. So then he pointed. I look over. So this dude looks like the Wall Street Bets logo. Like he walking up, he got the little puff in the front of his hair, blonde hair, slicked all the way back. He got the glasses on. He got a full suit on. He looking crazy. And so he was the dude that was helping us out with the car, man. Like that dude, he was a weird dude, man. He definitely sniffs cocaine. So that's the one thing I thought about him when I first saw him. And immediately when he's walking up talking to us, I pulled up my phone and I pulled up Wall Street Bets and I showed it to T. She was like, you better not say anything to him about looking like the Wall Street Bets too. And I was like, why would I say that? That's me. I'm only saying it to you. Like he ain't even here yet. He like a football field away. But yeah, he was pretty cool, man. But we checked out the car. Disappointed in the Bronco Sport. It is an overpriced car, man. It's really a 94 Explorer that they try to make you pay the $40,000 for. Like, man, if you don't get out of here with that price and this vehicle with no electronics in the seats or nothing. So it's going to be a no-go on that for me. At that price anyway. Maybe when it gets cheaper. Not so fresh air. I noticed something. So the first thing on the parking lot, we get there, we walk over to the car. There's another dude cleaning out a car, right? Mm-hmm. Pops the door open, mad weed smoke in my face. And I know that weed is starting to be legalized around the country, but we're going to have to go back and ratify that joint and say, y'all got to smoke this at home, bro. Because it's getting out of hand. I can't get no fresh air nowhere in the United States without smelling the weed smoke. I go to the park, I smell weed smoke. I go walking around the neighborhood, I smell weed smoke. Anywhere I go to my kids' school to pick up kids, I smell weed smoke. Yo, when are y'all Negroes not smoking? Please give us some time to I just want to smell fresh air, man. Where can this happen? Maybe my neighborhood's not rich enough. Maybe the rich people in Paul's neighborhood, do they have like a smoking room? Is that how it works?
Man, look, I haven't smelled weed in a long, long time. It definitely. I mean, I'm sure. Don't get me wrong. I'm sure it's in the neighborhood, but you know, okay. Our state, we don't allow that. But I heard Illinois. I mean, Missouri is not like that, but Illinois, it's legal in Illinois, right?
It may as well be legal in Missouri the way I'm smelling it.
I mean,
Missouri medical is legal. Medical cannabis is legal, but it's fairly easy to get a prescription if you really want one.
Gotcha. Okay.
But I don't smell it often. I mean, I won't say I never smell it, but you know, I'm just not smelling it when I'm out here in these streets.
Dude, if I go out in my driveway, I'm gonna smell weed. At some point in time, because homeboy, whoever next door be smoking, they be smoking before school is out, bro. I'm just taking the trash out. I'll be like, school is out. I'm on lunch break. Like, let me go over here and put this trash out real quick. Already weed smoke. Like, your kids are still, they on lunch right now. Like, are you cooking? I don't know.
That's why they're doing it, because the kids is gone, man.
They there, though. That's what I'm saying. Oh, this was back when when kids was at home. So ain't no break, man. I don't know where I gotta go get some fresh air, but I'm gonna find somewhere. And also realize my wife is a yes woman. Yep, works out for me most of the time, but sometimes I can't get a realistic gauge on anything that I say I want. Like if I went there, I was like, yeah, I like this Bronco Sport. She's like, oh, you should get it. Like let's just get it. I'll be like, oh, nah, it costs too much. Like, what about, maybe I get a Challenger. You should just get the Challenger. The Challenger is nice. You deserve it. And I'll be like, babe, like you be saying everything that you bring up that I should just get. I never get any pushback. It's just strange. You know, like I said, works out for me most of the time. But there's times where you don't really want that. I just want some.
Let me be the no man. That's what I'm good at. I'm good at being the no man. Let me just call me. I'll be like, no, you can't. You don't deserve it.
She tells me all the time I'm the no man. I'm like, no, I'm the no bad ideas man. Like, you come to me with a bad idea. If I can shoot holes in it, I'm shooting holes in it. You can plead your case. And if I agree with you, then yeah, I'm fine with it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's anything wrong with her being supportive about what you want. And, you know, she's right. And my wife will tell me the same thing. Like, she'll be like, look, you work hard, you know,
yep.
Get what you want. And honestly, if we talking about it, it's probably something that I could afford. Now, is it something that I want to get? Do I feel like maybe I'm spending too much for this, or I don't need to spend enough? But if she's looking at it from the perspective of like, look, we've grown, we work hard, we should be able to treat ourselves with something nice, like that makes sense. That's not a wrong answer. So I think for your wife being like, yo, yeah, just get a Challenger. You probably can afford one if you really wanted one. Now, you may not feel like that's the smartest way to spend your money.
All right.
But I don't think that makes her like a yes person. She's just like, look, enjoy the spoils of working hard. Yeah, we still going to put some money aside. We still going to prepare for the future. But there's nothing wrong with kind of having nice things. You just don't want to overdo it.
Right. Yeah, so that was
Box Wine's like, there is something wrong with having nice.
No, ain't nothing wrong with. I mean, believe me, there ain't nothing wrong with having nice things, man. But y'all balling, man. Y'all got it all, new cars, everything like that. Y'all just out here stunned, man. I like it.
Paul just don't talk about his cars. He's sitting over there right now with like an Acura truck or something like that, something super expensive.
I wish, man. I wish.
What kind of car you got? What kind of car you got right now, Paul?
We got the
Mazda.
One. The Mazda SUV. Yeah, we just got the one car now.
A Mazda
But that's fairly new. You got that, like a year ago?
2019.
Yeah, so don't be trying to act like you driving a 2003 Chevelle or something like that.
I've been there, brother. I've been there.
But yeah, it's just not.
So have we.
It's just not a good time to buy a car, man. I think everybody got money. It's not many cars out there. Used car prices is ridiculous, and that's what I was telling her. And then, so after I told her all that, she was just like, "You're right. Maybe you should wait." I was like, you just told me to get a Challenger 2 seconds ago, and now you could just be like, "Oh, well, I told you not to get it." So,
is the Challenger practical for a family? No, that's my question.
About the family? What you talking about? It's just my car. Nobody rides with me. I'm going to work.
So you don't never need your car like drop the kids off or pick them up or nothing like that?
I pick them up, but it's seats in the back.
I mean, I know. Okay, I got you. Yeah. I got you. Once you got kids, man, it's like it is like SUVs and minivans, man. You can't really be doing that in like a Camry or something like that. It just don't work, man. It's not feasible, really.
Yeah, I would like something bigger, but it's like once you get something bigger like that, you paying for it. So I might as well get what I want, which is a Challenger. So. Maybe one day. But that needs to be the third car. I can't have that be my everyday driver. It's too many.
Well, you talked about the K5. You said that was too big. Now, those are reasonably priced, and those are spacious.
I didn't say it was too big.
Yeah, you did.
No, I didn't.
Pause.
I said I didn't need that. I mean, it's a sports car, too, so I don't need that.
It ain't really a sports car. It's just a mid-sized sedan. It's just a sporty, design to it, but...
Yeah. It's got lots of space.
It's like a Honda Accord or...
What about that like Telluride? What about that Telluride thing?
My boss had a Telluride, and I feel like everybody's getting a Telluride too. So
and big though. Plenty of space. I mean, price ain't bad,
as heck. Yeah, you're gonna pay. Yeah, you're gonna pay for a Telluride, although it's a lot cheaper than the stuff that it competes against. But you still gonna pay $40-$50 for a Telluride.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna try to ride out y'all brokies. When y'all ain't got no money, then I'm gonna pop in and be like, "What, son? We negotiating now." All right.
Hey, that kind of is a smart move, man. I can't hate on that.
I could push the minivan a little bit longer. I'll be all right. All right. Next topics. Well, actually, it's not next topic. Actual topics.
Get into the topics, right?
All right. Let's get into these topics. Army sergeant harasses black man for walking down his own street. Phenom, this is your story. I'm going to let you get to it.
Yep. This is in Columbia, South Carolina, or actually Richland County, South Carolina. So, Box Wine Poppy's backyard a little bit.
I've been there. I did advanced training in the Army down there, Fort Jackson. So I know this place. I know the stuff you talking about.
You killed at least 5 dudes there.
Probably.
All right.
So this dude was probably Box Wine Poppy's drill sergeant. This is an Army soldier. So of course a young black man just walking down the street, getting from place A to B. He's not a black delegate. He doesn't have these fancy cars. He's not out here car shopping, just walking down his local neighborhood street.
Hopefully getting some fresh air.
Right, trying to get some fresh air, get away from the weed smoke. And all of a sudden, this large Caucasian man who is a military guy, you could tell from the guy, he looks like he's either a soldier or a cop. Kind of bald, kind of big, and he just gets in the dude's face and is just like, telling him like, walk. What are you doing here? Just walk. Right. And basically telling him he's in the wrong place. The guy's like, what are you talking about, man? I am walking. Like, I'm trying to get to where I'm going. What are you doing around here? The guy ends up pushing him, they're threatening to call the police. And again, this is a young black guy, probably early 20s, just minding his business and gets accosted on the street. And so, Box Wine Poppy, you said you've been here to this neighborhood. Did you see the video of this incident, and what did you think about it?
I've seen the video. I did not. I've not been to that neighborhood or anything, but I've been to Fort Jackson. This dude is a drill sergeant. So this would be a dude. I've seen dudes like this. Believe me, the bald head, the big muscle. Yeah, this is how most of the drill sergeants look, man. If you see them, and so they just to be a drill sergeant, you're usually aggressive, man. First of all, when you're a drill sergeant, usually you're an infantry dude in the Army. So basically you are a trained killer. You're literally a trained killer. That's what most drill sergeants are. 11 Bravos. And this dude, but this story, man, I wish you probably should went to Ryan first, but I am not rolling with this story, man, because I read more about this kid. He had been, the cops have been called out, and maybe he had citations issued to him because he had been out there assaulting or harassing other kids people on that street in the week leading up to this. And that's why in the video, if you watch it, if you listen closely, you hear the wife say, "Oh, you were assaulting some other little girl the day before." And so that's what they were talking about. This dude, maybe he lives in the neighborhood, but I think what they said was maybe he has some kind of mental problem or something like that. So he was just kind of hanging out from what I read. And then he was assaulting people on the street. And so then when they saw him again, then the next day or a couple days later, just kind of out there lingering. And the wife called out to the husband and said, "Hey, get this guy out of here." And that's kind of when the altercation occurred. So for me, man, the dude, he shouldn't have touched him. He shouldn't have smacked the guy's phone out of him. But man, it's what do you do, man? It's because look, man, I live in the suburbs. Of the three of us, I live in the least hood place it is. But if you sit in front of my house for 15 minutes, we're calling the cops, I'm going to go out there and talk to you, man. And I mean, that's if you were a black dude, if you were a white lady. But believe me, I've seen some people out there in front of my car, their car break down in front of my house. I go out there and ask them, "Hey, do you need something?" Because I really want to say, get the hell on. Get the hell out from my house. I'm serious.
Some Box Wine say, "Get off in front of his house, you brokey."
I've had four cars in the last year or two break. They get a flat and they pull up in front of my house because I live right in front of the subdivision, or right near entrance. So they pull off, they park right in front of my house, and they just sit there. And a lot of times it'd be ladies in there, and they don't know how to change the tires, so they just wait till their husband comes. They call AAA or whatever like that. And so I'll see him out there, and I'm like, "Oh, I see that car out there." I don't say nothing. But man, if you sit out there for too long, I start looking. I'm like, "What are you doing?" And if you sit out there too long, I'm gonna go out there and ask you. I mean, and that's why I've walked up to it "Is there? Hey, do you need something?" But I'm asking you, "Do you need something?" But really, I'm saying, "Get your ass on out of my house, man. Get on from out of here." And you could be the 50-year-old white lady, non-threatening as hell. I don't care, man. Get on out of my house.
Or you wearing a monocle and a cigarette on a long stick when you come out and tell them to leave.
Right, but look, man. But if it's a dude and he's been assaulting people on the street, which that's what the cops have been saying, and so there's at least some evidence that he was harassing people on the street. If you out there harassing people on that street, man, you got to get the hell up out of there, man.
That's what the cops have been saying. Now, I was gonna say, as soon as you started going into the details, I was like, this seems familiar because we know every time a black person gets shot by the cops unarmed,
they committed a bunch of crimes.
He did crack last Sunday. Oh, when he was in 7th grade, right. He stole a piece of candy from the lunch line, assassinating a character. Now, when I'm looking at the story here, I see that they said that the young man picked up a baby without permission. That was a couple days before. So he picked up somebody's baby. and the person
would that not be weird? Look, man, hey, I got a baby at home. Come pick up my baby and see what happens to you. Come pick up my baby and see what happens to you. Phenom, I know you. Come pick up my baby and then, like, I'd still be weird. If some stranger comes and picks up my baby, yeah, it's gonna be problems.
But it doesn't even say he's a stranger. It just says he picked up a baby without permission. Now that could be somebody that you know, whatever. Who knows what it is? That's what happened. He picked up a baby without permission. The other one says that he touched a woman without consent. Now that could be terrible. You know, if he touched her in a sexual way, right, like that's awful, right? But it could also be that he brushed up against somebody, or that he put his hand on somebody's shoulder. How do you brush on a public street? How do you brush in a pandemic? The facts that I'm reading don't tell none of that setting. It says he touched somebody without their consent. He picked up a baby without permission. So somebody called the cops. Both of those things could be horrible. Both of those things could also be.
Did they call the cops on him?
It could be a black person who's not welcome in this area. So
did they call the cops on him? Did they call the cops on him twice?
Did they call the cops on him
for those two incidents?
I don't know if the cops were called on him.
I don't see that. I mean, that's what the incidents they're talking about. They called the cops on that dude, and so they issued him citations or told him to disperse. Man, you can't be doing that, man. I'm sorry, man.
And it also says that he may have a medical issue that caused those. So I don't know if it's some type of mental disability, whether it's some type of Tourette's or what it is. But anyway, Ryan, you have not really given any input on this yet. So before we just go too left with it, what are your thoughts on it?
Well, with the evidence presented before me, I'm not really sure what to rule. I mean, at first, I was thinking the same as Phenom. Like, why is this dude messing with him? He's just walking down the sidewalk. He doesn't seem to be bothering anybody. He handled himself very calm, cool, and collected. So I want to give him a shout out for doing that, because I would have bust that fool in the head if he had to push me like that. Off top, like, yo, I'm treating this like we in prison, bro. If you push me, I'm swinging immediately. Like, we're not finna wait. I'm not finna push you first.
And that dude was gonna get murked.
I don't care. You handle it how you gotta handle it, man. But you're not finna push me.
And what the guy said here, let me put his name out there, because we ain't talked about his name.
So
Pentland.
Now, with the new information,
Pentland,
with the new information that Paul is putting out there, if that is the case, then
and Ish confirmed and Phenom confirmed.
I confirmed part of it, but
you confirmed that it was
I'm not going off of the police reports that you got, because we know how they get down.
We heard that about every black person that's ever been shot.
Yeah. And again, Mr. Pentland, Jonathan Pentland, what he told the dude, the young black guy, is you either walk away or I'm going to carry your ass out of here.
Right.
And then
at no point in time did he say, you over here picking up babies that you're not supposed to. You over here touching women. So he didn't even know any of that stuff, and he was bothering him.
And then,
what are you doing if your wife tells you to come get out there? If your wife tells you to come out there, if your wife comes out of the house and says, "Hey, come in here. This dude's out here bothering us. Come tell me." What are you going to do? You're going to ask
he was
stop.
Talking
Give me all the information.
He said he spoke to his wife, and he said, "Don't speak to my wife."
But she told him to come get him out of there. So what are you going to do?
This was the next line from Pentland. When the young man said, "I didn't do anything," he said, "I'm about to do something to you. You better start walking. You're in the wrong neighborhood, mother. Get out. You're in the wrong neighborhood. Get out." Like, these are code words. These ain't even code words.
We're a close-knit community. I've never seen you, is what he said. And he said, "Where do you live?"
It definitely came off. It definitely came off a certain way, man. But that's why I hate some of these videos, because it's just like, man, you can't get all the context from a 2-minute clip. And yeah, the dude Pentland, whatever, the soldier, the drill sergeant, he shouldn't have touched the dude. He shouldn't have thrown no dude's phone. But he should have said in the video, "Hey man, you've been out here touching babies that ain't yours, touching women that ain't yours." I know I would have said that before I started pushing people. Be like, "Yo, if you touch some more kids around here or some more women around here, we gonna have a problem." And that's how you address it. It all looks bad, because the dude Pentland, I mean, he's a white dude, but he's in the army, man. I mean, in the army you're gonna be around black and white people, but a drill sergeant is gonna by default look like a white supremacist, because they all got bald heads and they all look they just do. They all, I mean, believe me, I've been around a bunch of them, man. They all got bald heads, so they all look like they're white. They might be the coolest dude in the world, but they all look like they
Look like
they hillbillies. And
but
and you hear,
I don't think it's the physical appearance as much as just the way he was carrying himself. Like everything about his body language, the way he talked to him, the way he pushed him. Like if somebody's in your neighborhood or whatever that doesn't belong there, call the police. Now we're the black delegates. We know we want to call the police sparingly, but that's how you handle it. You just gonna go out here pushing folks, throwing their phone, cussing at them, tell them don't talk to my wife. Like there's something deeper than that. That's just not.
Let me jump in here on this one. So like that, what you say is great points, but also you got the context. This dude is an Army drill sergeant. Again, I've been around Army drill sergeants a lot. That's a certain type of mentality, in a certain way. They deal with people, and especially talking about a dude like this, a small dude like this. Yeah, look, I can tell you some stories about some drill sergeants, funny stories, but man, them dudes is crazy, and that's the way that's the way they talk to regular folk, their coworkers at work. If you're a private and you're you're the drill sergeant, they talk to you all types of ways. Now they ain't supposed to touch you, but they were right up in your face like this, and man, they threaten you. And they scare the hell out of you, and they do, and they will mess with you. Now, I'm not saying nothing what he's done is right, but the context of that is like that's the environment that dude is in 24/7. Is it right to do that at his home?
All the more reason to contact the law enforcement officials.
And then what do you do then? But what do you do then?
The
cops, but the cops, we all agree, like the cops might not handle it right either, right? So like, you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. He's telling dude, hey, you get on out of here. We ain't gonna call the cops on you. Just get on out of here. The dude don't leave. Now you call the cops. What happens to the cops? What happens to the cops come and shoot the kid? What happens then?
I'm gonna say this: there's nobody that's gonna tell me I need to leave where I am, especially if I'm not doing nothing wrong. Like if I'm just walking down the street or whatever, nobody's gonna come up to me like, you're in the wrong neighborhood. You need to get out of here. Like that's just not happening. They said he was standing in front of the house for 15 minutes, and he was at that same street previously that same week, twice in the same week, and he was touching little babies and touching women, like you just said. No, man, you get the hell again. If a little old lady pulls up in front of my house and sits out here too long, I'm gonna ask some questions. Get on out of here. You don't got no people. You walk through my neighborhood if you want to go for a walk. But if you just hanging out in front of my house, unless I live in a big city downtown and I ain't got no option, but you got to get the hell on, man. You got to get the hell on. I'm sorry. That's just how that's the rules of society, man. You gonna let me just hang out in front of your house? No, man. Nobody's doing that. Oh, you can hang out in front of my house if you want to. I
can't say
I got no problem.
I seen what you got. We seen what you got.
You just better stay outside. That's the thing. You run up on my house.
Standing on a sidewalk or whatever, walking around. They walk in the neighborhood, man. I don't go out and bother them and be like, "What you doing out here?" I see people all the time I ain't never seen before. They're just walking, because they walk around the neighborhood.
But you're saying walking. They said this kid was sitting there for 15 minutes in front of the house. 15 minutes is a long time, dog. That's not walking.
But I'm saying, I don't care. And my wife does notice that. My wife will look out the window and she'll see somebody like, well, why is that car sitting out there? And I'm like, they doing whatever they do. Like that. Maybe they're smoking. Maybe they're taking a nap. Maybe they're looking for direction. Like, I don't care if they sitting out there. That's not bothering me. Now, if I notice that you are doing something wrong, then maybe I'm going to pay attention. But just the fact that you sitting outside for 15 minutes, so what? Right. Who cares?
And I'm on a corner. So people stand on the corner every once in a while. They're standing there. I see them. I may look out and be like, oh, this person's standing there. I see a car at the stop sign just sitting there. It's not a whole bunch of traffic through these streets. So I'm not bothering them, man. And I would never run up on nobody like that.
Yeah, you notice it, you pay attention to it, but...
Hey, y'all come here, I'm running up on you. y'all got a 5-minute limit, man. Don't walk on my grass. You got a 5-minute limit. I don't care. Grandmas, babies, I don't care, man. You're getting called out. Don't come to my neighborhood and just stand in front of my house, man. I don't dig that, man. No, and go on somewhere. Get the hell on.
And maybe even part of it, too, just keeping it real. You know, me, and I know... You know, Box Wine, you grew up in Memphis, which is, is a little bit of a ratchet place, little tough place. But, you know, you walk up on somebody in a car here, like that, it's probably not going to turn out well. So if I'm going to walk up on somebody in a car and accost them, like I am going to have to be like this drill start. Like I'm going to have to be prepared for whatever, because folks here will shoot real quick. So I'm just not accosting people unless it's absolutely necessary.
I feel you. Look, man, if you assault anybody on my street and I see you and you hang out in front of my house, in front of my kids, if you touching other people's babies and then come over and try to touch my baby or my baby's out in the front yard, I'm gonna tell you, you got to get the hell on, man. And I don't think there's a single parent in the world that ain't gonna do that, man. That's just how I feel, and I feel bad for the kid because he sounded polite, but it's like, man, just. You gotta go, man. You can't sit in front of people's houses, man. It's weird as hell. But the dude, the drill sergeant was wrong. He got charged. Let's update that. He did get charged.
Arrested. He was charged.
He's definitely in trouble with his base, and that's not a good career move for him. So he's gonna have to deal with all that. So I guess that's I don't know if it's appropriate punishment, but it's punishment of some sort. And he's being publicly reviled because we're talking about him, obviously. But man, I don't know what you do in that situation. Cause I see it both ways. Like if the kid was really doing nothing, then I'm my bad. But like, man, if that dude was doing what they're saying he's doing,
we need more than hersay to go back.
But it's been published. It's been published that they put out the police report. He was assaulting people in that neighborhood or harassing people in that neighborhood on that very same street in the days leading up to this incident. That's been documented. I mean, you can say, well,
you
the
can
police put it out
document anything
there.
when you call the police and you just say they did.
What do you do then? What is the truth then? If there's really a police report, you can just
right
dismiss
now
it because it came from the
we saw
police.
on the video. That's what we have to talk about.
And so there's no document. So like, there's nothing in this. I mean, what do you need to consider proof that he's harassed people or he has mental illness? What is it?
First of all,
what would you consider
people
proof?
outside of this racist couple. that's what I need. If you're the
How do you
only
know
people reporting this stuff, then I don't want to hear it.
But there literally is other reports from the same people on the same street, and you're saying, how do you know they're black or they're white? How do you know what color they are? There's two reports, and you're saying, well, let's ignore those. We only listen to this video. Don't listen to the white couple that's saying you touched somebody the other day. And you're saying there's two police reports, and you're saying, well, the police are white, so we ignore them. We say, hey, the people that actually filed the report.
That's not what I said.
But you're saying the police.
When the police come, they say what happened, and you say this happened. They have no idea what happened. It's whatever you say, and they write it down. That's how police reports work.
So, but there is a police report, but you say you dismissed the police reports.
I said it has to be something more than
because the police.
We can can of worms this because we don't want to be arguing the same thing. I understand what you're saying. But I'm not finna jump on that side based on history. All right.
That's insanity. Okay.
Hold on. Dang it. I forgot. I jumped the gun. Okay, here we go. Next topic.
Keep going. Keep going.
40 acres and a beachfront. Now, I want to tell this story. I guess I want to preface it with this story before we really get into the happenings of it. So there's a black family, back in 1912, Willa and Charles Bruce, who bought some land out in California at the bottom of a hill to build a resort run by and for black residents. This was on a California beachfront, which is now known as Manhattan Beach. As things happened to go back in the 1900s, if you were black and you had anything, white people immediately hated it and didn't want you to have it.
Facts.
So they said that they were getting harassed by neighbors who lived in the area, including the KKK. They said that, but the couple, for whatever reason, black people were still coming there. They were still enjoying themselves. And so they flourished. In 1924, city officials came through and they condemned the neighborhood and moved to seize the property. They said the local council said that they needed it for a plot for a park, but instead left it vacant for decades. So they used eminent domain on this black couple who had a successful beachfront property and business going. And fast forward to today, and they said Los Angeles officials announced an effort to return valuable Manhattan Beach property to the descendants of Willa and Charles Bruce. So to me, it's a little bit of reparations. A little bit of undoing the past, the sins of our fathers and all that kind of stuff. So I was happy to see this story. Myself and Phenom actually picked this story this week because we both saw the value in it. Phenom, Phenom, I'm going to let you speak on it a little bit since you wanted this to be your topic. So maybe you got a couple points in there that I didn't remember to say just now. What you think about this?
I mean, you summed it up pretty well. I thought it was interesting. And like you said, the KKK, all the neighbors, like, did all these hate crimes and intimidation, trying to get them to sell. And when they didn't, like you said, the government kind of stepped in to say, okay, we got to put you Negroes in your place, and just took it. The land actually sat vacant like for decades. Like they didn't do anything with it. They said that they were taking it because they were going to make, I think, a park. And then they didn't make a park. And then they only made a park fairly recently, maybe like 10 years ago or something. And the only reason they did that is because they were worried that the descendants would sue. And if they did not make a park, like was the original kind of reason that they gave for the eminent domain, they felt that would weaken their case. Mm-hmm. So there was no park needed. Like this was clearly just like, hey, we need to get these black mofos up out of here. And so I do think that this should be given back. Now, it has to be said that this is, I think, like a California state senator or state House of Representatives person has introduced this bill. Right. Yeah, so it hasn't been voted on. There is some.
So it's not giving them money. It's actually giving them the land back. Is that the plan?
Or they
giving them the land back, beachfront property.
Ultimately, they said that the options are that they could maybe work out a deal where they lease it, and the government pays them a lease for the land, mm-hmm. or maybe a way that they can basically buy it from them, I guess, at proper pricing. Because when this actually happened, I mean, back in 1912, they said they paid about $1,225 for the land.
How much? Just do you know how much? Like acres or whatever?
It didn't say the acreage, but it did say when the government came in and did eminent domain, the couple asked for $120,000 because they said that's what it was worth. They were given $14,000
in the 20s.
But they said, now it's worth $75 million.
Yeah, I'm sure. Manhattan Beach is hot, super high end, super duper high end.
Yeah, and there's 1%, black population around there.
And the Lady Willow, the Lady Willow was saying that when she bought the land, that they had went to multiple places trying to buy beachfront land because they wanted to have a resort for just black people. Because we all know at this point that black people were not allowed to swim in the same swimming pools as white people. We weren't allowed to go to the same places. That was even probably before Jim Crow at that point, right? Yeah. So it was bad.
No, Jim Crow was during the 20s.
Was it that early?
Jim Crow was after Reconstruction, all the way through whatever the 60s.
Okay. All right. I'm tripping. I'm not good with dates on that kind of stuff. But yeah, so we couldn't participate in the things that they had. So we built our own. And what happens? It's taken from us. So I'm all for this, Paul. And hearing this story, what you think should happen? You think they should be allowed? Because that's quite a windfall, which normally doesn't happen for black people. So I'm wondering how they're gonna pull it off. It looked like the neighbors already are like, but we paid for our land and they're getting a government handout.
I mean, it gets weird. I mean, like, what do you do? Like, they shouldn't have done it to begin with. But like, what do you do? Like, if somebody's, let's say it was 10 acres, and then somebody's, lawfully, they thought they lawfully purchased it,
Well, they're not taking it from anybody. It's the city's
so
land.
What's on it? Yeah, right now it is a what do you call it? It's a lifeguard. It's a lifeguard station.
And that's all that's on there. That's all that's on their property is a lifeguard station.
And there's some other stuff. There's like a park there and stuff like that.
In a park.
But it's still their land. It's not. It doesn't impose on anybody else's land.
Yes, it's city property right now.
Then give them back the land, then, because it's just like government property, and if that's all you've put on there, then give it back the land. Let them do what they want to do with it, right. So, but the issue for me is, and we talked about this before, Ryan, like generational wealth. This is how you don't. This is the problem, when talking about minority community, because you didn't really have access to buy property in nice neighborhoods. You bought these properties in, lower Ninth Ward or whatever like that, and they just haven't, really gone up, in many cities. Yeah. And so then, that's, for most people, that's the biggest source of, their assets is, what home they have. And so, my family didn't have big homes or like that, but, I'm trying to, some appreciation, but obviously this family, I mean, $75 million, you know, who knows? And that's today's dollars. You know, you hold that for another 10, 20 years.
And they had a successful business on top of that. So it's not like they were just sitting there.
No, man, there's nothing you can, you know, there's no way to say what the business would be today or whatever like that. But I mean, just the land alone, that's, you know, when we talk about the reparations thing, I remember I said, like, give me land, you know, don't give me the money, just give me the land. I'll figure out what to do with the money, with the land later. Because you can hold on to that and pass it on and things like that. It's not easily wastable, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, eventually.
But, so I support it, man.
And the crazy thing is, so California, a couple years ago, or I don't know, maybe 10 years ago, I forget how many, but they, you know, called themselves trying to make it right. They put up a plaque that said Bruce's Beach, and it basically told a whitewashed version of the history that, you know, this black couple came and bought this land, and they were welcomed with open arms by, you know, this person. And so they thought that plaque was going to make it right. And the family's like, no, you know, I mean, the plaque is cool, but give me my land back. Right. Give me my legacy back. Give me and so, yeah, it's interesting. So we'll see how it pans out. Again, this is just the law the bill has been put forth. But we'll have to follow it and see how it turns out. I know California kind of gets a reputation for being super duper liberal. But a lot of those counties, I mean, it kind of is like America where overall, you know, there's a lot of liberal votes, but all in those little smaller counties, like that's a lot of red counties up in there.
Yeah, that's Orange County, I believe. So yeah, it's super Republican usually. Although it's gone more, it went more Democratic this last election. But yeah, I'll be back in a second, guys.
Man, they treated them horribly. During this time, man, said they make people walk half a mile around to get there. They was putting up roadblocks so people couldn't get through. KKK was starting fires out there. Man, can't have nothing.
Oh, I mean, they tried everything to get them out, but the thing is, you know, they had the strength to kind of persevere through that, and they just didn't back down. And so it had to be the government coming in, and we look so many times at. Like, how many times has the government stepped in, like, to make things worse for black people? Like, I mean, when you talk about, and this stuff is documented, when you talk about the assassination of Dr. Martin Luther King, and we know the FBI was surveilling him. Yeah. Assassination of Malcolm X, the FBI was surveilling him. You talk about Black Wall Street, you know. It's just so many instances. When you talk about... what was it when we were getting the shots, when they were giving black people the shots?
Tuskegee stuff.
Yeah. Tuskegee experiment. You know, so how many times has the U.S. government, and the same government that we're relying on, you know, when we see all these shootings of, you know, black people by police, and like, it's the same government like that we have to have faith in to make it right. But it's like, over history, it's shown.
Yeah. Like,
you can't always trust that. I mean, you got to have faith in it and justice, but you can't blindly hope for it. Like, you got to make sure, you got to keep it accountable.
Right. And I wish them all the best on this. I don't know how they're going to come out. If they can get the city to lease that probably from them, that might be the best move, because, you know, the government going to give you like a 20-year lease. And they may even back pay them if they got the money. So, I think you can make a lot of money off that, leasing some beachfront property. So, who knows? I know their family will probably take the money, though. They can split it up.
Give them that $1 lease. Actually, I say no, give them the land. You know, forget the lease crap. But if you have to lease it, give them a $1 lease. Give them some... you know, let them get in on this COVID money, on the CARES Act
where
money.
The city is leasing from the family.
Oh,
so they pay them monthly.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, that's how you make some money, is leasing to the government, because they always overpay.
I thought you meant the family would have to lease the land from the government. No. You know, for like a low price or something like that.
No. So they make more money that way probably, but. We'll figure it out. I'll try to follow this story, because I am curious about what's going to happen with this. It's interesting, man. We got a similar situation over here in St. Louis. I think I talked about that little area. And for whatever reason, Baldwin And all those areas surrounding, they refuse to run gas lines. They refuse to run water. They don't want them a part of their city. But the second they sell, I guarantee they're going to be up in there, and they're going to be part of
100%.
Baldwin, and they're going to be rolling, and they're going to put everything in. Pools, skyscrapers going to be over there, all kind of stuff. I think it's called Westland Acres over here in St. Louis.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. I've heard about that, read about that.
Yeah. So
Actually, I think I drove past there. I haven't driven up in there, but I've driven past there before.
I feel bad. I wanted to go in there and see, but I felt like I'd be gawking if I drove up in there like that.
Look at the Negro. Yeah. Look at the indigenous Negroes.
Right. Like, look at these people. They're just trying to make their way in the white society. Nah, I'm not going to do that. So, let's see. Paul left, of course, during his own segment. I wonder, should I do my segment then? Let me pull this up.
Yeah, and while you're doing that, one interesting thing to me, which I was kind of going to mention before Paul left, is, when you're talking about like generational wealth and the lack of it, and part of that, even when you look at black neighborhoods now, like the home values don't go up as fast as in white neighborhoods, they usually kind of get stagnant, even if everything else is equal. Just if there's a majority of black people there, those property values are going to be stagnant. Right. And then two, and we may have talked about this on the show, but, they've kind of shown there's proof that auditors or inspectors, like home inspectors, appraisal folks, when they come in, like if you got black pictures on the wall, if you got your black family, they're going to value your home less than if there's no pictures or if you got pictures of a white family. Like they've done studies that have shown that, and it's like significant.
Yeah.
Yeah, significantly. So it's just like, it's just crazy, I guess how we have to fight that stuff all the time. Like that's when you talk about systemic racism. Like people are like, well, what is that? Like, it's like every angle you real? Have some type.
They'll say it's not real.
Right.
But we literally have documented stories of white people taking things from black people in the 1900s and just saying like, whatever, like we just gonna take this for no reason, and they just get nothing for it. Like, or we just burn down your house. All you had was the money that you made after you started working for 20 years after slavery, and then we just burn your house down just because you black, and the insurance was just like, oh, we're not gonna pay for it. We did for everybody in Tulsa, Oklahoma, the same thing. None of those insurance claims paid. Why is that?
That's crazy.
And if you keep
like,
go ahead.
Y'all just want welfare. You
right.
just want something
just
for
want
nothing.
A government handout. No, we want back.
Yeah, I want them to hand out my stuff that they stole. Give it back.
Right. Exactly. All right, next story.
Keep going! Keep going!
Next story. We've heard of all the great combinations in American history. Let's say chocolate and peanut butter and jelly. What else? What's another good one, Phenom, that you like?
Ghetto Phenom and microphones. It's a classic.
Mossberg and bars. So perfectly. They just all go together. And then we got hot Cheetos and bullets. I thought that there's no better combo that you could think of than hot Cheetos and bullets, because that's pretty ghetto. But this is actually a real story. I thought it was fake, and that's why I was reading. I was laughing the entire time because even the people's names in this story is hilarious. But I even went to Snopes, and everybody's saying that this is real. So if you saw something different, feel free to let me know. But a couple in, where was they at?
Elmo, Montana,
and the dude's name is Bohorn Weasel. So I was just like, come on, man, this can't be real. And you live in Elmo, Montana. But this dude bought a bag of hot Cheetos at a local convenience store to give to his 6-year-old son. Not the best of dietary situations. But hey, they said it was a treat. Easter Sunday, get him something a little spicy. That's what he wanted. Maybe he didn't want that candy. He just wants some hot Cheetos. Cool, son. They said while the boy was eating, you found at the bottom of his bag, he just like, yo, what's this? Dad, they said they washed the hot Cheetos powder off of it, and it's a bullet. Some kind of way a bullet ended up in the bottom of his Cheetos bag. This was reported, of course, to Frito-Lay. Frito-Lay said they're going to look into it and find out what it is. TMZ got involved, so you know this story is real. This is crazy. But, hey, we finding all kind of stuff in our food these days. I just want to know, if I had the power to touch something and, like, see its history, that might be the greatest superpower of all time. If I could touch this bullet and see how it ended up in this bag of Cheetos, that might be a great story to tell.
Yeah, I mean, I think the only logical explanation for this story is that there is currently a man from the Cheeto factory that is missing because he came up on Boxwan Poppy's phone. His information came up, target number 27, right. And he was about to seal the bag up. Boxwan Poppy took him out.
Popped him.
Matter of fact, Boxwan Poppy just left the pod, and I think it was Listener Lewis or somebody said every time he leaves the pod, somebody gets assassinated. So somebody might be finding a bullet in a Doritos bag a couple months from now.
Yeah, man, I'm calling BS on this story, man. I don't know. We've had, there was a story about like the Cinnamon Toast Crunch a couple weeks ago. Y'all remember that one? I put it in the chat, but it got dropped.
In there?
Yeah.
It was true, though.
Man. Bullets. No, we don't know it's true. It was just one. Again, it was just one dude that said it on Twitter. That doesn't mean it's true.
Well, they're going to investigate it.
Nobody knows.
Yeah. But what's the truth?
But nobody knows it's true.
You just said it was true.
Nobody knows it's true.
While ago, the last story, you just said it was true because one person said it. Now it's not true. One person said, I don't understand. But we don't want to.
No, you said like the last one. Last one you said nobody. No, that's what you said. You said because one person said doesn't mean it's true. Okay. So I said, okay, what do you want?
I agree.
This one, bullets. I don't know, a little weird, but yeah, I'm off the Cheetos anyway, so I'm good.
I'm always skeptical on stories like this too, just because. Remember when we probably were in high school or something like that, or maybe college, and then people were saying they found syringes and Pepsi cans and Coke cans.
Yeah.
And at first it was like one person, then it just blew up and everybody was finding needles and syringes.
Look at them.
Yeah, man. I mean, what are you saying? I mean, it's like the story about Halloween candy. Like, you always hear like,
syringes inside the candy.
Putting razor blades inside apples. Like, man, first of all, who's had apples? First of all, who's putting razor blades in there? And like, wouldn't you notice that if they're putting stuff in there? But you would always hear that story, and I'm sure it still goes on today. Like, oh, your parents check your kids'
poison
candy.
candy.
Man, ain't nobody doing all that mess, right? Like, I mean, could it happen? I guess, but man, you'd be like, that's a crazy person to do that, right? A really crazy person.
And who's eating Halloween apples? That's the first thing that go in the trash anyway. Like, what is this crap?
I don't want that from them.
Right after candy corn. That's the first thing that's going to happen.
Nice. Candy corn is delicious.
Peeps out of here too. You can poison Peeps all day. Nobody will die.
Look, hey, if you get at Peeps for Halloween, you are a. Where's my drop at? If you get at Peeps for.
This is a sick Negro.
Yeah, I guess they're supposed to be for Easter, but you can give Peeps it all year round. It's still candy.
I'm glad you finally realized that. Yeah, if you hand out Peeps for Halloween, man, you're a sicko. Okay.
But I remember, man, going back to the Pepsi thing real quick. Like, I remember watching on the news, and it was a black dude. He might have been in an interracial relationship, I feel like, for some reason. But I remember he was on the news, and he was just talking about, like, he was holding the can and was like, I take care of my body. Why would I put something like this in this can that's going to destroy my body, that's going to destroy my health? Like, this is ridiculous. This is outrageous. And then, of course, they found out the dude was lying. Right, yeah. And I was just thinking, even watching on news, I'm like, if you put it in there, like, your health was never in question. Like, right. You just dropped a syringe up in that mug. Right. And so, but that was pre-social media. He was doing it for the clout.
Speaking of which, this makes me think of the one situation that affected me as a youngin' because it was so nasty. Do you remember, Phenom? And I don't know if this was nationwide, when Domino's Pizza was like one of the delivery people jizzed on the pizza. And then after that, like my grandmama and them would not order pizza. It was like a year before they would allow us to order pizza because they kept saying like, oh, some delivery person jizzed on the pizza and you won't know because it'll melt into the cheese. It'll just look like oil. Like it was a big story, man. I don't know if y'all remember that, but that was in my house. Like that was a thing that my grandmama and my aunt always said. And we could not get pizza.
This is a sick Negro.
Hey, it ain't my fault, man. I'm just going with it. That's what they said.
No, I never heard that story, and that is disgusting. But yeah, I mean, could it happen? Sure. I mean, we've seen in funny movies or movies that they do that. They do that quite often. So could it happen? I guess. But man, what do you know?
There's sick people out there, man. I remember seeing.
Oh, hold on, wait. Phenom, did you not deliver pizzas at one time?
Oh!
Was this your signature move? Was this your delivery
move? That
move?
was before his time. He lucky.
It was before social media, so if it was me, there's no evidence.
The statute of limitations has run out. Is that what you're saying? I got you. Okay.
No, definitely not me. But and you made.
Did you do anything to the? Do you know any other drivers that did anything to the food?
No, well, I think I talked about it on the pod once. The one thing I remember is this dude, he was a manager, and I don't know why he was a manager. He was like, I think he was, 16 or something like that. And he was assistant manager. And somebody had called and complained about their pizza because it took too long to deliver. And it did. Like the guy that ordered the pizza, it took like an hour and a half, whatever. So the guy called and was like, yo, I ordered this pizza. My pizza's cold. Send me a new one. And the policy of the company, at least what they would tell you to do is tell them you could get your next pizza free. Like, we're not going to re-deliver this one. We're not going to fix this one. Uh-huh. But the next time you order, we'll give you a free one. The guy's like, no, I'm hungry right now. I ordered this. This is cold. I'm not eating it, blah, blah. So the guy was like, all right, fine. We'll send you out a new one. Well, the guy put anchovies in the crust. Like, this is when stuffed crust was first kind of a thing. And so the dude stuffed anchovies in the crust of the pizza because he was like pissed because this dude had yelled at him on the phone or whatever. Tells the guy we're going to deliver the pizza, took it out to him. The guy is allergic to anchovies. Oh. So the guy calls like cussing and going off and is like, I got to go to the hospital. You put anchovies in my pizza. And the guy's like, anchovies? I don't know what you're talking about, sir. Maybe somebody got the order wrong. I think somebody did order anchovy stuffed crust pizza.
Yo, there's a special place in hell for that. Well, I guess it's not his fault. He was trying to just do something mischievous. Just so happened dude was allergic. Man,
you know how janky this. Look, I don't know what pizza company this was, but you just 16-year-old assistant manager let you know how janky this operation was.
Back then, everybody 16 was the manager. What you talking about?
Man, but that was no, not where I worked. It was all like dudes in their 30s. Man, there was no way you'd have anybody 16 in charge of anything, man. Because you do stupid. You'd be having me in charge. I'd be doing some dumb stuff in there, man. So no chance, man.
All right, cool.
Yo, that's crazy.
Good story.
Yeah. Good story though.
Keep going.
All right.
Keep going.
All right.
All right, we're going to close it out with this.
Well, Paul's not the
we need to start a new
of the week, but he has a story.
We're going to start a new segment here. We could probably do this every single week if we really wanted to. But dumbest person of the week, man. So we're gonna have a debate here. I'm gonna give y'all the two names or two people. Explain what they did, and y'all hash it out. Figure out which one of y'all think is the dumber dude. All right. So first, dude. I didn't catch the dude's name, but he was in a bar or a club in Pittsburgh and decided to get into a fight with a very large gentleman that plays for the Los Angeles Rams named Aaron Donald. I'm sure y'all know who he is. He's probably like the best defensive player in the entire league right now. I'm sure he's like 6'7", easily 330, and it looks like he can bench press everything.
He's that tall. I think he's like 6'1" or 6'3", but he is definitely 3-something, 330.
Okay, 6'1", 6'3", even scarier, and all muscle, and got a great hairline. Let's also give him that. But yeah, man. So the dude, I think he decided to throw a bottle at Aaron Donald, And so then outside, so that led to some altercation. Then outside, there was a bunch of dudes that jumped him. He claimed Aaron Donald jumped him, and they showed a video of him, or a picture of him, because he went straight to the news and went straight to the lawyer trying to get a bag, and had a huge black eye. So that's one dude. That's Exhibit A. Exhibit B is a dude actually lived near me, a high school basketball coach who had a lot of stuff about God and Christ in his bio. He decided to go along with his brother-in-law and try to rob a member of the Mexican cartel. Decided to wear a bulletproof vest. Turns out the guys from the Mexican cartel had bullets that go through bulletproof vests. And so now he's dead. And everybody knows about his double life. But yeah, man, so I know we talked about both these stories. So I'm going to ask y'all, who is the dumbest person of the week? Ryan, let's go to you first.
I'm going to say cartel, man. I mean, you know the NFL dude's going to beat you up, but you also know when he beats you up, you will get paid. So I get it. Means to an end. But when you're going up against a cartel, you know, like governments are afraid of cartels. Police, entire police departments are afraid of cartels. No one will touch them. If you thought you was going to rob one and get away with it, without your entire bloodline being extinguished, like, you gotta be the dumbest person of the week. So that's who I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with this dude. I feel sorry for him, man. He died, but hopefully the cartel leaves it at that and they don't kill his whole family. But wow, you know.
Yeah, I definitely got to go with the cartel, the attempted robbers. I mean, in these two stories, like, one person is dead, the other person is not. But even that guy, you know, I will say this for his stupidity, because Ryan, you said, well, if you fight an NFL player, you know, you're at least going to get paid. No, this dude ain't about to get paid because I guess he bumped into Aaron Donald, then he tried to hit him with a bottle. Aaron Donald never touched him. His partners, like his crew or his peoples, they put hands on him. So Aaron Donald, the video shows, he actually kind of saved him. He went up and pulled the people off of him like, yo. So he's not getting a dime from Aaron Donald. So he just took that L for nothing. Like, he got nothing. Wow. But a fat eye on Twitter for it. But the guy trying to rob the cartel, like you said, that's just not smart. Like, I don't know what you were thinking. This dude, I'm like, okay, he was drunk. He was trying to fight Aaron Donald. He was drunk. I understand that. You know, you get drunk, you get a little liquid courage in, you think you can knock everybody out. I don't think I could get drunk or high enough to think, let me go rob this cartel, this drug cartel, and I think I'm going to be able to pull this off with me and the Black Ryan.
Well, you know, Black Ryan did try to get into it with one of the STL Rams players once in the day. We've heard this story before on the pod, but you know, he tried to mix it up with a similarly sized gentleman from the Rams, same team actually, right. and almost got, you know. Ryan, did you think you could take him? Were you?
And then
you tell us.
And no, Ryan actually often talks about his brother-in-law like coming over, and so who knows what type of plots and plans they got going on.
Hey, that's true.
Hey, if I'm gonna do something wrong, he definitely gonna be the muscle. Dude's fight stories from my wife alone is them being kids, and this dude beating up people and tying them up in their jacket like Houdini after he beat them up. Like, yo, that's hard. So he's a hood legend. So I would definitely have to get him.
Phenom kind of looked like the teacher, and just right now. If you look at the picture of the teacher, look at Phenom right now. They kind of got the same.
Let's not put that out in the ether. We only got 3 hosts of this podcast. We have trouble even getting the 4th.
We keep all 3.
So if we go down to 2, the show's over. So we need Phenom to stay safe and sound.
That's right. Agreed.
All right. So I think that was a pretty good episode. I think we did all right. So if the people would like to contact us and let us know who they thought the dumbest person of the week was, if they think it's Paul, then I totally get that too. I know he wasn't in the running, but maybe we can have A, B, and C. Maybe Paul could be on that list just for the things that he just does, you know, in life in general. So where can they contact us?
Yo, you can email us at theblackdelegatespod@gmail.com. Send us your questions, send us your comments, send us your complaints. and send us who you think the dumbest person of the week is. Also, you can reach out to us on social media. We are on Facebook for all the old heads. For everybody else, you can hit us up on Twitter and Instagram at Black Delegates. It's _ between Black and Delegates. You want to follow the Black Ryan? He is on Twitter and Instagram, same name. Boxwine Poppy is on Twitter, same name. And I am at Ghetto Phenom on Instagram and Twitter. BWP, if people want to help out the show, they want to help us grow, what can they do?
You can PayPal me and Ish money, because Ryan, we don't give money to Ryan because we don't know where it's going to. But also rate and review us, subscribe, all that good stuff. Tell a friend, and if you sit out front of my house, get the hell on. That's all I gotta say. Get the hell on. I'm gonna come out there and ask you. I might have to go borrow some the tools that Phenom has to when I go and ask you what you doing out here. Go get on somewhere. Ryan, you got any closing words for us, man?
Yeah, don't Google semen on Domino's Pizza.
Oh.
Like,
hold on. That deserves one last drop. Give me a second here. Hold on.
I'm trying to find
one last drop, brother.
proof of my story.
That deserves one last.
It's coming up with a lot of
I
stuff.
remember hearing it. I don't know if that's one of those urban legends or not, but I wasn't going to Google it.
Yeah, it may be, but I Googled it. And a lot of nasty men out here. Let's get them a nasty
dog.
man.
I mean, just do the math, man. Do the math. There's got to be 40,000 Domino's pizza places in the United States, if not more than that. So 50, 60,000. All staffed by young dudes. Yeah, I'm sure it's happening. I'm going to go ahead and assume it's happening. I mean, just do the math, dog. Just do the math. It's happening.
I definitely remember seeing a news report about like a bartender who was stirring drinks.
Yeah,
I know about that one.
Yeah. So.
There was a dude who was inside his coworker's water bottle. Like, what? Right, yeah. And she just happened to notice, like, yo, my water is kind of weird.
Yeah, some crazy people out here.
Hey, and look, man, that's in my world, that's a grounds for immediate death penalty. Immediate. There's no 10-year wait list or like all the rehabilitation. That's a death penalty right there, dog.
I'm gonna beat you half to death on that.
Well, that's when you can go full drill sergeant on them. Right. You know. Handle it that way at that point. If somebody would have said that, that young black dude had did something to his food or something like that, I'd be like, oh yeah,
man, you
do what you do, partner.
You deserve every.
Hey, look, I'll be disappointed if you only do what the drill sergeant did. I'd be disappointed then. I'm like, that's all you did to him? Come on, you gotta do more than that.
Right. All right. So that's it for this week. See y'all next week.
Picks up about 3 yards.